All right, we're now joined by the winners of tonight's Virginia 529 College Savings 250 at Richmond International. We are joined by Chase Elliott, driver of the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, as well as his crew chief, Ernie Cope. Chase, we'll go ahead and start with you. Big night, first win of the season, 4th of the career. Good points night. Kind of talk about the momentum that the win tonight carries into the final part of the season.
Yeah, just a really solid weekend. I feel like overall. First off, Ernie brought a really fast car. I felt like you got to have smooth practices. You have to have a smooth weekend, and I feel like our practice started off good. You have to have a solid one altogether, and you have to start somewhere. That's kind of where everything began, and I felt like that went really smooth. Felt like we had a decent qualifying effort. I was a little disappointed. I thought I could have done a better job. Felt like the car was a little better than that in practice, and got in the race, and I really felt like we made the right adjustments. They didn't seem like they were really big on paper, but he made the right calls and got us got our car working exactly like I wanted it. And I can't say enough about our pit crew tonight. I really feel like they're the ones who really gave us the chance to go and win this race. I mean, the pit stops were by far the best they've been all season, and they just did a killer job. So happy for those guys, and looking forward to getting on to Chicago.
And Ernie, for you, kind of talk about the momentum you can build off of a win like this going into this last part of the season here.
We're just going to say hammer down aggressive. And we talked about that after Darlington. We said, let's just forget about it. We're going to try winning races, and whatever, how it falls is how it's going to fall. We're just going to be aggressive. We're going to be aggressive with setups, pit calls, everything we do. And however it falls, it falls.
All right, with that, we'll open it up to questions. Please raise your hand, state your name and affiliation. We'll start right over here with Matt.
Matt Weaver, PopularSpeed.com. Chase, this is the first time, at least in your NASCAR career, where you really experienced a prolonged slump, over 35 races without a win. What sort of lessons do you take out of that with the hardship and adversity?
Well, the biggest thing I see is it doesn't get any easier, and that's just part of racing. Everybody's always trying to get better, and that comes along with the sport. So, that being said, you have to do your job to try to step up and do that with everybody else, and hopefully get a step ahead. And I don't feel like I did my part there. I feel like I kind of fell behind personally and didn't do the jobs I needed to at certain points. And it just makes you enjoy this. You never know when you're going to get back to victory lane, and you want to make sure you make the most of these opportunities. And like I was telling these guys, we're over here in victory lane. Everybody's slinging hats and throwing stuff and smile now and take pictures, and I just want to enjoy it. I'm in no rush. I'm happy to be here, and that's the big thing. Just enjoy it. Try to make the most of it, and try to take the momentum and try to get some more learn from what you did, and try to make it better for next time.
Right up here to Lewis.
Louis Frank of Reuters, and you kind of answered this, and apologies for bringing up the winless streak, but how did it play on your mind as week after week you weren't in victory lane?
Yeah, well, it's like I said, that's just racing sometimes, and sometimes things just don't go your way. We've had a couple opportunities this year to win races, and I've done my fair share of messing that up. So, for me, I just wanted to try to. I feel like we got towards the end of this race and we had a shot, and I just wanted to try to do my job to minimize my mistakes and try to give ourselves a chance, and that's all you can do. So, I think it starts with showing up and being, close and having a car that's capable of running inside the top 5. If you can do that, you can give yourselves opportunities, and that's where it has to start. So just a killer car and great pit stops, just an overall great team effort tonight.
I believe we have a question up in the press box.
Thank you, Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com, for Mr. Cope. Just kind of wondering, with Kevin Harvick being in the equipment this year, he's kind of been a barometer for how things run. I mean, if Kevin Harvick can't get up to speed in the equipment, something might seem a bit amiss. Is there one area that you think that you guys might have been behind on?
No, we kind of look back. We were definitely off. I mean, that's for sure. And I'm not saying we got everything figured out right now either. But we've looked back what we've done, and maybe we've gone down some wrong paths. We're trying to get better, but I think we may have went backwards in the process. And we're kind of taking a step back, and we kind of did it about a month and a half ago. And we've been running better for it. We've had opportunities, and I think we've got 8 races left, and I feel like we can win another race or two and be more consistent.
Any additional questions for Chase or Ernie? Right over here.
Kenny Bruce from NASCAR.com. This is for both of you. I know everybody's talked about you guys not winning, but you came into the race third in points. You had 9 top 5s and 19 top 10s this year. I mean, did you feel like you guys were running that bad?
You want to answer that?
Yeah, I think our expectations are just higher than that.
Yeah,
and that's my opinion. I mean, it's solid, it's consistent, but our expectations are higher than that. At this point, we felt like we should, and we've talked about when the season began. We should win 3 to 5 races, and it's just we just been a click off. I mean, we're about 4 spots off running where we feel like we should be running at these tracks. I mean, we're taking 8s when we feel like we should be running the top 4, and we've had some 10s. Kind of got stuck in that 8th to 10th when we should be, racing for wins or racing from 3rd to 5th, and we got just that much off. And man, I'm telling you, it's little things. It's so little, but it's enough just to keep you a step behind.
Yeah, I mean, to add to that, like Ernie said, I think it's just our expectations and what I want of myself, what he wants of himself, and what each individual on our race team wants is to go win races. And you can look at the big picture and look at, stuff from the outside, the championship aspect or a whole season view, but you got to take it a week at a time, and you got to start somewhere. And to me, the most important thing in racing is winning races. I think it starts simple right there. You got to take it a week at a time, try to give yourself an opportunity to win, and that's what we want most. So of course, if we haven't done that, we're going to want to get better, and we're not pleased if you're not doing that. So that doesn't mean we're giving up. It just means we want to get better, and from all aspects. And I'll try to just chip on those little things, like Ernie said. It doesn't take much to get off, and you have to keep working hard to try to find that little bit, and step up.
Chase Temporell, the Richmond Times-Dispatch. The Sprint Cup regulars had won this race about 22 straight times. I don't know if you'd thought about that, but any satisfaction knowing that you had Kyle behind you and you were able to hold him off?
Yeah, somebody had said that. I didn't know. I didn't really hear what year they said, so that's a lot. That's great to know, I guess. But really any companion weekend that you can go and run with Sprint Cup guys, and if you have an opportunity to outrun them, that you're doing the best you can, and they're doing the best they can, and they have an awful lot of experience. So that definitely feels good. I've run second to Kyle here, ran second to him last year, so I know how it feels for sure, and second to him and Kevin last year, I think. So I definitely know the feeling.
Back up here to Lewis.
Louis Frank of Reuters. We can't let you leave without asking, what did you think of Josh Berry's performance tonight?
I thought Josh did a great job, man. He came screaming by me there on that long run. I had used up my rear tires, and he came blowing by me, and I thought, now that is a short track racer right there, because Hickory Motor Speedway sure does have a lot less grip than Richmond, and he kept his rear tires on his car a lot better than I did, and that's something to be recognized. But doing that better than me isn't saying a whole lot, but he sure was doing a good job on catching the leader.
Right up here to Gemma.
JimOtterMotorsport.com. As Kenny pointed out, not that you were ever out of it, but has the win tonight sort of whet your appetite a little bit as repeating as champion?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had the drive to want to go and try to catch up, just as much last weekend, 2 weeks ago, before the race, or now. I don't think it's increased anymore, but it sure does, help, and it makes you feel good to have a win. And, knowing that there's only a handful of races left, you hope that we've hit on some things is what you're hopeful for, and you hope that you can take the momentum to some more racetracks. So I don't think we want it any more now than we wanted it when we went to Daytona. I just think, you get to these final races and you kind of see the picture, and that gives you the outlook that that you've kind of worked all year to find out how it's going to be laid out. So it's laid out there for us. We know what we got to do, and we just got to go execute and try to catch up.
Any additional questions for Chase or Ernie? Right up here to Kenny.
Yeah, did you guys know this was the 400th win for Chevrolet in the series?
That's what I was told. So that's great. Chevrolet.
Is that a big deal for you guys to be the ones to win that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big deal for for me, for sure. I know it is for Ernie as well. He's been a part of a lot of them. So that's I know that's cool and means a lot to him for sure. It means a lot to me. And very fortunate to have had a very, very small part in that as compared to what he's had. But, you know, regardless, happy to do that for those guys. They do an awful lot for us. And, you know, Hendrick Motorsports and Chevrolet engines, they perform well tonight. And that's, you know, that's what keeps you going around the racetrack.
Any additional questions? All right, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.